For crew members working on an aircraft carrier deck, nothing is more thrilling than watching an aircraft wildly skid across the deck. There isn't much they can do. Either they can only watch quietly as the plane comes to a stop or plunges into the sea. In fact, the carrier deck is one of the most dangerous work environments in the world. It's like a battlefield changing in an instant, with anything possible. Some aircraft land with a wheel missing on the landing gear, forcing a single-wheel landing. Some can't deploy the landing gear at all and must perform a belly landing. Sometimes pilots misjudge and come into close contact with the island, the ship's tower. Sometimes the plane stops, but its ammunition shells fall out, so safely stopping an aircraft on a carrier is no easy task. Welcome to Chris Military, focusing on military knowledge from around the world. Today we'll talk about the arresting systems on aircraft carriers. First, let's understand how the carrier's arresting system actually works. Using the Nimitz-class carrier as an example, early Nimitz carriers were equipped with 4 arresting wires, spaced 15 meters apart. During landing, pilots usually aim for the 3rd wire, since it's the safest and most reliable option. The 2nd and 4th wires are also acceptable, but the 1st is the most dangerous because it's too close to the deck edge. Planes can easily strike the stern. Sometimes, none of the wires are caught at all, and the pilot must immediately throttle up and go around. Every pilot has missed the wires at some point, and when it happens, they have to endure teasing from fellow pilots. The arresting wire system may look like just a few steel cables on deck.
You may have a couple of choice words as you're going back flying again, and you can probably picture all your buddies down here watching the pass and horse laughing you.
You fail miserably, and then you get heckled by all your friends for the rest of the day.
But beneath the deck lies a complex system made up of pulleys, cylinders, pistons, cables, and many other mechanical components. When an aircraft hooks onto a wire, the cable pulls the piston, forcing hydraulic fluid through pipes from the lower chamber to an upper cylinder. The hydraulic fluid then passes through a valve only 1.2 centimeter wide. As the aircraft's momentum pushes the fluid through that tiny valve, its kinetic energy is absorbed, allowing the aircraft to slow to a stop. The valve size isn't fixed, it's adjustable depending on the landing aircraft's weight. The smaller the valve opening, the greater the resistance. The larger it is, the smaller the resistance. That's the basic principle of arresting systems, not only for USS carriers, but also for Chinese carriers. China's Liaoning and Shandong carriers also use 4 arresting wires with hydraulic systems, but the newest Fujian carrier is different, switching to an advanced electromagnetic arresting system. Unlike traditional hydraulic systems, this one is more flexible, with computer control automatically adjusting resistance based on the aircraft's kinetic energy during landing, reducing structural stress on the aircraft. This technological leap is just the tip of the iceberg in China's military-industrial progress. In the recent 9/3 military parade, even more advanced military tech appeared across the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Ground equipment included Type 99B tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, fire support vehicles, various HQ series missiles, DF series missiles, and many other land systems. In the sky, there were even more J-16s, J-20s, J-25s, plus E-20 transports, H-6K bombers, and other major strategic platforms. In this parade, ground formations and aerial formations were organized under a joint operations structure, better showing the integrated and coordinated combat capabilities of the entire force. The cooperation between different systems is a perfect example of multi-branch joint warfare. This kind of multi-branch coordination isn't exclusive to modern warfare. If the arresting wires fail to stop the aircraft, does it just slide freely across the deck? On early carriers, that was indeed the case. If the pilot missed the wires or the wires failed to arrest the aircraft, everything depended on luck. Whether the plane stopped or not was pure chance, and if other aircraft were parked at the bow, the result was often fire, explosions, and death. To solve this, engineers developed the barricade net, a barrier made of 2 strong steel cables mounted about 90 meters down the deck. If a landing aircraft catches the arresting wire, deck crew quickly lower the barricade so the plane can roll over it. If the aircraft misses the wires, the barricade is raised to catch the aircraft and stop it. Sometimes the sudden deceleration makes the aircraft flip forward, which is a serious punishment for the pilot's body. Usually, such emergency landings cause significant structural damage. If repairable, deck crews lift it aside with cranes. If not, they simply dump it into the sea to reduce weight. As aviation technology advanced and aircraft became larger, the traditional barricade net could no longer fully stop out-of-control planes. As an upgrade, engineers created a larger and wider net 4-5 meters tall and nearly as wide as the landing area, capable of stopping various aircraft types. But unlike before, this net is no longer a routine precaution. It's now a last line of defense, used only in emergencies or when the aircraft is out of control. Thanks to the arresting engines beneath the deck, The barricade can absorb the aircraft's kinetic energy even during an uncontrolled landing, capable of stopping even a jet flying at full speed. Modern carriers still keep such emergency systems, but they are only useful when deployed in advance. If an arresting wire snaps during landing and the plane can't stop, survival depends on the pilot's reaction speed. If the pilot reacts fast, the aircraft can still be saved. A bit slower, and there's still time to eject. Too slow, and the outcome may be fatal. A snapping wire is also extremely dangerous to deck crew. Those who react fast jump it like a skipping rope. Those who react slowly get struck directly, and it definitely hurts. Generally, pilots hope to hook the wire cleanly, but exceptions always exist. For example, this Su-333, during landing, the aircraft pitched up uncontrollably, forcing the pilot to go around. Luckily, the wire was not hooked. If it had been, it would have resulted in a fatal crash. Want to see more military facts? Type it in the comments. We'll see you in the next video.